What's up, Hombres? Coming to you from Houston, Texas. We just survived the Arctic blast of 2022, which means I haven't been fishing in a few days. But I've been wanting to make a video of my Hobie Lynx setup. So without further ado, come check it out. 2022 Hobie Lynx that I got earlier this year. There are some pros and cons to this rig, but I'll go over that at some other time. Right now, I just want to talk about my setup. Good girl. Good girl. Starting at the forward position, I have a dog leash here that allows me to manipulate the kayak if I'm in a dragging type, if I'm off the kayak and I'm in a dragging type situation. I used it to go up a steep embankment at times. It also helps me to use it for leverage. When I try to sit up from the seat, I pull onto it and it's like a stand-up bar. It's not a stand-up bar, but it's a stand-up leash. It helps a lot. It also allows me to pick up this bungee cord in order to maybe better help secure my landing net. So I'll do that. I'll pick it up and I'll slide this landing net under the bungee there. Moving on to the landing net. I got this off of Amazon for like, what, 25 bucks, something like that. It's a Plasuno landing net. It's foldable. My last landing net I just lost. It sunk on me. These have floaties. I don't think this is big enough, but we'll see how it goes. This one has floaties. Hopefully I don't lose this one. My last landing net, I thought it would float, and I took a little bit too long of a time to try and retrieve it, and it ended up sinking on me. Next up, I have a Yak Attack rod holder. I forget which one this is. This is like the fully articulated one. It comes off real easy. I am able to take it off and store it away. This is the Yak Attack double header. It holds my paddle here. It has the adapter for the rod holder, and I can lock my paddle in with the bungee cord. This bungee cord ended up breaking. Okay, next up I have these Louisiana custom kayak pull tabs. These are stainless steel. I replaced them with the stock ones. The stock ones were longer and flimsier, and they were a little too long to my taste, so I got these. These were like 35 bucks. I find that they are better at keeping out of the way. Moving on, I have a Railblazer. I think this is called the Stowaway, and it is another cup holder, but also is a tray, so it's able to come off just like that and be put back in relatively easy. And I have this angled so it's out of the way of the rod in this rod holder. Next up, I have the Louisiana custom kayak cushion. I didn't really think I needed it. I still kind of don't think I need it. The seat's just plenty comfortable, but I integrated a storage box underneath the seat, and once I did that, I could kind of feel it on my bum. I'm gonna rock the kayak cushion and maybe help with me feeling the tackle box. One of the main things about this whole rig is the lack of storage space. So you're probably gonna need definitely an H crate if you're gonna carry any type of gear with you. You know, some tackle boxes, you're gonna need a place to put them. You can put them in the H crate. I don't, because I use a live well, but for lack of storage space, dry tackle, what I came up with, I found this storage, 8-bin storage container at Harbor Freight. It's kind of big, it's kind of bulky, but it's pretty great. It fits right under the chair, and there's these compartments that have pull-out compartments that allow me to organize any way I want. I have soft plastics here, I have line over here, I have some terminal tackle, I have some tools here, and it's just, you know, it's versatile. I can pull it out from under the seat within arm's reach, and it's easy. And then the genius thing is it just stows away like that, out of the way. You can use the drive holder to lock it down if you want to. I normally don't do that. This is a hat from Gahouli's Restaurant Oyster Bar. They sell oysters in a bunch of different ways. Check them out. They're in San Leon. They're good. Recommended. Next to the cup holder, I have a Louisiana Custom Kayak prison pocket. It allows me to hold this gear here. I have a walkie-talkie. I have pliers. I have fish grips. This is a Plano 3600 size tackle box. It fits kind of snug in here like that. It's kind of out of the way. It's a tight fit. I generally don't have it like that. What I do like to do is I like to have the tackle box vertical. That way it serves as an armrest when I'm actually pedaling down. It's kind of convenient that way, and I end up liking it like that. But the prison pocket, I have one on the other side. It allows all this to happen. However, it does get in the way of storing the paddle here, whereas this is the stock position on the Hobie Lynx that one would store the paddle. The walkie-talkie, you're out there with the buddy and you lose line of sight with them, but you want to stay in communication. Maybe he's on fish, maybe you're on fish. It's versatile and it allows you to keep communications. Definitely recommended. I have a rag that is helpful in so many different ways. You're dealing with fish, you get slime on your hands, you may want to get to your phone or something like that. So having a rag is always helpful. It's right over my shoulder, it's there. It's got an eye socket that's connected to the seat with a carabiner. Works well, definitely recommend that. Continuing with the starboard side, I have a carabiner with an elastic leash. I use this to anchor myself on the starboard side. It's a single point anchor. Sometimes I'll attach it here, sometimes I'll attach it to the crate. It just adds a little bit more versatility by anchoring on the starboard side if I'm fighting the wind or fighting the current. I have an anchor trolley on the port side, and we'll check that out in a bit. Next up is something that I really like. I don't know if it's worth the price of admission, but I do like it a lot, is the Yeti M80 backpack cooler. This serves as my lunch cooler and also my fish bag. Don't want to get too bougie, but this is pretty bougie. The M80 has a magnetic closure in it, and it allows me to easily get in and out of it when I'm on the kayak by just turning around, and I have access to it. That's really, the magnetic top is what sold me on this particular bag from other behind the seat bags, is because that magnetic top is just, it's such a breeze to get in and out of. It closes itself, and that fits nicely right there. The Hobie H crate, everybody knows it, lots of people use it. There's pros and cons. Biggest con is the price. What I've done though is I've added this Wilderness Systems pocket pouch to it and a document pouch right here that I have bought some hardware from Academy that is support for marine use. I drilled some holes through there and I put these pockets on here just for extra storage. I haven't really put anything here, but it's easy access. I have one on this side, I have one on this side, and I have one on this side, but this is not bolted in, just so it allows me to put my fish stick here and carry it like that. I'll put my fish stick in the crate sometimes. It allows me to easily access that. Next up, I have this recycled kitty litter box that I outfitted into live well, put an aerator on it, cut a hole through it, through the tube down in there. It allows me to fish with live shrimp. There's the air stone and a little bait retriever. Fits great, works great. I like to fish with live shrimp. I like to fish with artificial. The live shrimp gives me more versatility. I store some water shoes in here. Keeping them in here ensures that I don't forget them. I also have an anchor. This is a 3-pound anchor wrapped up in some paracord. More on the H crate. I have a Yak Attack high visibility pole. It's mounted through a T-track thing with the T-track adapter. I believe this is from Hobie. These are kind of hard to find, but I found one, mounted it to the H crate. So new for the winter season, the fall season, I figured I needed to bring more attire in case it ever gets cold on me. Inside of here I have a heavy jacket, a puffy heavy jacket, and some rain pants that are in a collapsible dry bag that I think I got at Fishing Tackle Unlimited or something like that. I have it bungee cord to the end of the H crate. Here's another pocket that I had kind of mentioned earlier with the screws to put whatever in here. The only thing about having this dry bag right here, it gets in the way of the rudder. You know, it's kind of not in the way, the dry pack, and it still functions, so that works out pretty well. More on the H crate. I added a rod holder with that same bolt and nut system that I got from Academy. It allows me to store 3 rods on my port side. I cast right-handed, and putting the rods on my port side allows those rods out of the way when I'm swinging back and casting. 3 rods is as far as I want to go. I have 2 bait casters and a spinning reel. The spinning reel is for my heavy tackle, popping corks, so like that. The bait casters are for artificials. Here's a more close-up of the Louisiana Custom Kayak prison pocket. I have another pair of fish grips that I just have. Here's the 3600 Plano box. You can see it's mounted vertically. I do like the fact that it serves as an armrest. The Yak Attack 6-foot anchor pole. It's a game changer. You need it. It allows you to anchor off in place in shallow water to keep you from being pushed by the wind or the current. I have this anchor trolley that's mounted to the side of my Lynx here with epoxy, and it works out pretty good. I've been out with it more than a handful of times now, and it works good. The anchor pole clips onto here, the carabiner, and I'm able to utilize it to position myself the way I want. This is my Garmin Striker 4CV. It does allow me to see how deep I am. I haven't utilized this to its full potential. I'm learning more about it. I really like it though. It's paired up with a Noctua small pack battery that is rechargeable. I keep this in the back of the seat like so, and I route the cable through here. I soldered it. This is my waterproofing technique duct tape. It's working so far. I'll probably make it look better at some point. What I have also done is I figured these cables were always kind of in the way, and I wanted a way to route them. But since I break it all down when I mount this thing to a car top, I wanted to be able to take these cables and stow them away wherever I need to. But I've loosely tied on these zip ties that allow me to quickly route the cable through, and that way they're kind of held on out of the way by these zip ties. They're loose, so I can easily get them out through the zip tie and back into the zip tie as I load up or unload. So yeah, that's my whole rig. That's my setup. There's pros and cons. It's probably not minimalist like I strive for. I do like it. It's everything I need. It gets me out of the water. It gets me on fish. It's fun. It's lightweight. I'm able to store it in my garage. I actually have a hoist system that I put it on. I'll show you that later. But I've had this on the water for 101 miles according to my fish finder odometer, and it's done me well so far. I'm constantly adjusting. I want to find a way to be able to get on the water faster. It takes me maybe 20 to 30 minutes to set up and hit the water. There are things that I'm doing that are allowing me to deploy faster off the car, geared up, and into the water. I'm trying to get that down quickly as possible. Some guys out there, they amaze me how quickly they're able to get their kayak off the car or off their truck and gets them out in the water, and I'm trying to keep up with some of those guys. Yeah, I got 100 miles on this thing, and I'm learning every time I go out.